Alright, what's up guys? This is JB Roms, and I'm making a little video here on how to do this PvZ strategy that I have that has a pretty good win rate. I'm talking 60 to 70% in high diamond. So, first let's talk about PvZ. What don't we like about PvZ? Well, let's take a look at this. Shit, that sucks. Zerglings in my base. We all know that feeling where 3 or 4 lings get in, and that basically fucks us for the entire game. So we're going to avoid this by walling. Alright? Now, we don't like mutas. Mutas are fucking assholes. They shoot in and out, and then that's that. Everything's dead. Swarm hosts. They're swarm hosts. Like, really. Alright, so what do we need to get mutas or swarm hosts if we're playing Zerg? We need lair tech. So, what are we going to deny Zerg players, since we don't like this shit? Aha. Fuck the lair tech. Alright. And we don't like it when Zerg players are happy. So how are we going to do this? We're going to win. Now, with this in mind, let's think of something. How do we get rid of their lair tech while walling in so we don't get Zerglings in our base? We're going to use a Warp Prism. Now, let's go into this game and let me show you how this build works. So, here we go, we've started. I'm spamming away. Look at that. Yeah, spam. Spam so hard. So, we're going in. We're up against Wonder. Woo. Alright, so first of all, we're going to go Nexus first. Why? Because we can wall in before Zerglings get in, and we can get a Nexus up. But we're not just going to go Nexus first. Oh no. I'm too mean to just go Nexus first and let him do whatever he wants. So, I poked in. I didn't see a spawning pool. I saw his worker count, saw that it was pretty normal. And then I'm going right back to check to see if he 15 hatched. He didn't. Let's look. Ah, there's his pool. Okay. Now you see he has a drone going down. Wants to plant his hatch. We're going to pylon block him. The little tricks you can do with this initial probe are so helpful. Because now he's delaying mining time. Now he wants to take his third. We're going to deny him from that too. It's a little scuffle going down in our base, but whatever. We get our Nexus down. And we block him from taking this. Now, something I want to point out is, if you're going to block the third and he went pool first, do not do it. I repeat, do not do it unless we have our forge down. You want to get your forge down as fast as possible after the Nexus. This pylon will go down before the Nexus. So we want to pylon block them, drop our Nexus, and then drop the forge. Now, with all that, he still hasn't gotten this hatchery down. So, we are free to block it. We lose the probe, but this pylon's down. And then he's just like, damn. And the moment he gets out of vision, we cancel the pylon. Now, we still don't have a wall here. His spawning pool is finished, his queen's on the way, and there's Zerglings on the way. Or, there should be Zerglings on the way. He's bad. But anyway. We're going to continue like this. We're going to wall with gateways and one more pylon. Now, this will work on most maps. Certain maps like Derelict Watcher, you have to put both pylons in the wall if you want to get this full wall down. Depends on the map. One of the maps we're going to see next, Polar Night, you can actually wall with just one pylon, one gateway, and one forge, and the backup pylon. So anyway, he's super delayed. If you look closely, he still doesn't have a hatchery down. It's 4:17. Hell, our Nexus is nearly finished. So, we have our cannon down, we have our full wall, no Zerglings are going to penetrate this. If he tries to break down these rocks, we just put a cannon right there, and it shoots him off. So after we get this wall complete, this is when we drop our gases. We're going to take both gases in our main. 1 and 2. Alright. So, this gateway, we don't actually need it. We just added here to wall. If we cancel it, we get 113 minerals back. So the only reason we have to not cancel this is if maybe it would let Zerglings in my base. But I'm brave. I canceled it right in front of the Zerglings and rebuilt it. Normally there won't be any Zerglings here. If there are, just let it finish, build a cybercore back here or something. So, Zerglings get repelled. He still doesn't have a hatchery down. And now we continue. Chrono boosting away some workers. We're going to make a zealot here. And this is going to be for scouting. This zealot is actually super important. And even if it doesn't get all the way to the base, we still have some very important scouting information out of this zealot. So, with our very first 100 gas, we're going to drop the robotics facility. Continuing on. Aha! A lot of Zerglings. Now, normally this would mean there might be something coming your way. You might be going for some speedling bullshit. You might even be trying a baneling bust. In fact, with a pylon in the wall, that's actually pretty tempting. But, luckily this robo facility here re-full walls this. So as we continue on our way, we're basically just going to walk, check his third, check his natural, which we do see, and then we're going to check his main, if at all possible. If we get in there and we see a baneling nest, drop cannons. I saw a bunch of Zerglings. I got a little worried, so I dropped a second cannon, because I expected him to go after these rocks. So continuing on, when we got 50 gas, we put down Warp Gate. We should be getting +1 right now. I guess I'm bad and I didn't get it right away this game. You want to get it with... First you want to drop the Robo, then when you get 50 gas, you want to drop Warp Gate, then when you get 100, you want to drop the +1. We took both gas, but we only put 2 in each. Okay, 2 in each. And then, when we rally down, we're going to keep the Nexuses rally to their home bases until the main gets up to 16. Because then you have 2 probes per mineral patch and yada yada yada. Afterward, we're going to rally down. The first probe to rally down, have them build a pylon right around here. This way, if Zerglings do get in your base, you can sometimes wall the ramp thanks to this pylon. And it's a good time to build a pylon. So, continuing on, we're going to drop 3 more gateways, and then we make a Warp Prism. The first Warp Prism, you should rally to somewhere like this. Basically, we're going to drop the first wave into the natural, and then after that, we're going to the third, but we'll see that in a minute. So, we continue dropping gateways for a total of 7. 7 gates. And then, obviously, you don't want an Artosis pylon. Now I get +1 down. I realized how bad I am. And then we're going to flood pylons and put down a Twilight Council. This is very important. So first, with the pylon flood, we're about to produce off of 7 gateways, and look at our supply right now. We don't have the room to produce that many units. And then with the Twilight Council, we're going to do something sneaky, because our ultimate target is this building right here. The lair. So continuing on, alright, when we go up to 3 in gas, it'll be after this base becomes fully saturated. You should rally back, or if you accidentally went a little over, just send them in, but otherwise rally back and put 2 more back in gas. Rally to like this mineral patch here. So our first Warp Prism's out, he saw it, but no worries, we can just abuse the terrain a bit. Doo-doo-doo. Aha! We make zealots. So he scared us off, yeah, but we have him distracted enough. Now, what is this? After we put down the Twilight Council, you should start making a sentry and rally him back here. You're going to make a second Warp Prism, have him pick up the sentry, and then go basically around into the main. I'm not sure what waypoint I have it on right now. And our Twilight Council's done. We have a little extra gas. I'm a bit slow with it right now, but you'll see what's coming. And there it is. The Dark Shrine. So what is the point of this? We're going to snipe the lair, and then we're going to send in DTs. If he was bad and didn't make an Overseer, we win right there. Right there. If not, we took out his lair tech. So we're going to warp in some Zealots as a distraction here. He sees them and is like, oh, Zealots. Let me surround him, let me kill him. Oh, you know he's not happy. Zealots are good. They don't even have +1 attack right now because I'm bad, but if they had +1 attack, they would have made even more work on those lings. So, now we send in this next Warp Prism. What do? We drop the sentry, we warp in some Zealots, and we force field the ramp. He's so distracted on killing these Zealots that he doesn't see this Warp Prism and this wave come in and go straight for the lair. Now, behind this, we normally want to take gas. I was a little flustered this game for whatever reason. It's pretty obvious. I was forgetting the +1. The DT Shrine was a little late. But normally we want to take our gases and keep making probes in the meantime. And GG, that's it for this one. I didn't even have to use the DTs. Dark Shrine's not even done, but we won. It's a cool little build. And what actually allowed us to win the game at this point was the really early pressure, with him only getting his first hatcheries down around the 5-minute mark. That's so late. If you think a 14 pool, 15 hatch goes down around 240. A 15 hatch goes down around 210. So let's load up the next replay. Now, this is actually a game I played today. Alright, so here we are, spawning down here. Spamming away, good luck, have fun. Did you just see Wellmu versus Stardust? Wellmu's good at PvP. Anyway, we're going to drop the first pylon here. A cool thing about this map is that up to about right here, this is actually untouchable terrain. This little thing here. So because of that, this is actually a very small natural choke. Very small. So we continue on with our Nexus first. Yada yada yada. Oh look, no pool. Aha, pylon blocked. He's like, okay, no problem, I'll just go take my third. Blocked again. Meanwhile, we're stockpiling minerals, making probes. Dancing around. He finally gets it down at around 304. It's a good 30-second delay, plus he has an extra worker off mining. Not too bad. And our Nexus just went down. Now, if you look closely, there's actually nothing here, as in Unix can't get through this and you can't build on it. So you should build your forge right there. And then the gateway and the pylon, and we are fully walled off. There's a chance he can run around and kill these rocks, but you see it every time something rallies down, so as long as you keep a good look on those rocks, you're fine. Anyway, his pool's done. He's making a queen. He's got some lings out. The usual. A funny thing about him having to plant his hatchery over here is that there will actually be more workers over here than there will here, just because of the way it works, and that's more mining time lost and being Rallium because they have to go all the way over. So it's pretty nice to do those hero probe things at the start. Be a little dick with the probe. So there we go. We finished our wall, and then the gases go right down. I like to put the side core here because this is also a full wall, so if this pylon does get compromised, you can block them off here just by putting down another pylon, like right here. Small little simplicity things, they don't really matter. As long as you get the full wall down, no Zerglings in your base, you're fine. So we're sending out the Scout Zealot. What do we see? Alright, we see there's stuff at the third base. And then we go over to the natural. What's over here? Alright, more stuff. This is all looking pretty normal. Go in here. If you can click here, you can see that he actually hasn't mined any gas yet, so we don't have to worry about speedlings for a while. We don't have to worry about Banling Bus, Roach bullshit, Roach Hydra bullshit, Ling Hydra bullshit, any of that bullshit. So we're just going to continue. Drop 3 more gates, then the Warp Prism. I got +1 on time this game. So we're going to drop a few chronos into these, a few chronos into the probes. And we're just going to play it out. As you see, I have some go down. Workers, as they go by, you can check the rocks. So we have the usual 7 gateways. Twilight Council. Now we make some pylons. Pylons are fun. Oh no, he sees it. Doesn't matter. Warp Prism is already out. We're about to send stuff into his natural. He has no preparation. And you see here we have the sentry coming out, and we have the second Warp Prism. That'll pick up the sentry. +1's almost finished. 20 seconds out. And we're about to warp in. We send them to the natural. They go by the third, but they really scare him here at the natural. And then we warp in stuff from here over to the third. Get him as far away from the main as you possibly can. As you can see, we have 3 in each gas now. We have the Dark Shrine on the way. Everything's fine and well. And our favorite. We lock him out of his main base. I think what we're actually waiting for is probably the gateways to cool down. Yeah. You can see here, not all the gateways have cooled down. So once all the gateways have cooled down, we're going to run in, drop the sentry, go to force field to ramp. A little micro trick, you can see it right here. If you, may have to back up a bit to show you this. Alright, I'm going to slow this down to normal. We're going to look at my perspective. So I start warping in Zealots, and then I right-click on this building here, which is actually the lair, but all we've seen so far is a hatchery. Once in a while, when you send the Zealot up, you see the lair start to warp in. But the big thing here is that if you right-click on this building, your Zealots will go there, but the moment you get in vision of it, now it's a lair. So the building you right-clicked on is no longer there, so your Zealots are going to start doing their own thing. You'll notice this guy goes off to the left a bit. See? So you have to refocus them on the lair. That's very important. You can see right there, that's what happens. So I force fielded him out. He's about to kill my sentry, so I just drop another force field. You want to buy as much time as you can, because you really want to kill this building. That is absolutely important. Alright, the lair's dead. So, does he have any overseers? He has one. It's right here. He may have seen the Dark Shrine. I don't think he did. No. You should take care to build it out of his Overlord's vision range, if you see where his Overlords are at. So he has one Overseer. I see it go by right here. You can even see I was looking at this position. So I see it go by, and I know I have a very small window because his Overseer's out of position, and he only seems to have one. So, I delayed his lair tech by killing his lair. How do I further delay his tech? The answer's right here and will always be in the main base. If you kill his lair, and then you warp in DTs, go immediately for the spawning pool. There's some games where you won't quite kill the lair, it'll still have like 100 HP. Target the lair, then immediately target the spawning pool. If you get the spawning pool, he cannot make another lair. So that's exactly what we're gonna do. Oh no, my spawning pool! Oh shit, oh shit! Aw, damn, spawning pool's gone. He did get the lair down. That's nice. But he's so far delayed right now. Look at the supplies. He normally should be way ahead. He's about to be supply blocked. Ugh. This just sucks if you're playing Zerg. So we're gonna send another DT over to this base. I don't think it's gonna do anything because there's Spore Crawler for detection. Yeah. Alright, so now that we're kind of ahead, we harassed them pretty well. Our income's pretty good. We're pretty far ahead in the harvester count. What do we do? Ah, we've taken more gas. Ah, we've built some more probes. Ah, yes, we're just gonna tech up to Colossus. If you saw him make a lot of lings earlier, that means he probably has a lot of gas stockpiled, and you should beware mutas. Mutas will fuck this up if you do not play against it just right after this. So, I saw that he made a lot of roaches, so I'm chrono boosting out a couple of Immortals just in case. I actually had the rally way out here for this Warp Prism, so the Immortal's like, oh, I'm gonna go up here. So, you basically play it by ear from here. I don't have guys in this gas because I'm bad. Kill off the gateway so you can get out of your base. See him make an Overseer. I think I did a little harassment right here. Nothing too special. Ah, here it is. Yeah. Kill off some stuff, delay him even further. And I'm dropping my third. Again, we play it by ear from here. I'm doing a cool thing where I wall in some cannons. Dropping a bunch of extra gateways. Usual. He sees this, so he's running over to pressure it, but we have enough units. We have +2 on the way. Nothing to really be afraid of. He runs away. Now we're getting Colossi, sending over some workers. And yeah, from here it's just going to play out like a normal game where we're pretty far ahead. He tries to run in some lings, they get obliterated. And I'll just put it on my camera.
Research complete. From the shadows, your probes are under attack. Cannot mineral assault. Mineral field.
I make a push here with +3. Couple Archons, some Colossi. Check to see if he's going mutas or anything. He's not. I forgot to get charged because I'm bad. You can see me look back to get it momentarily. Right now. So yeah, the damage was too much at the start. So now we just keep warping in units. And that's GG. So what happened there is, even though he survived our attack, we put him so far behind that it didn't even matter that he actually survived because by then we were already transitioning out. Now let's look at game 3 that I have planned. Doo-doo-doo. Gonna fast forward through most of this because you've got the gist of the build by now. You know, Nexus first. Scout them out. Get our full wall down. Once we have the wall down, drop the gas, cancel a gateway, and then drop the cyber core where the gateway was. That works. You know, pile and block them. Usual stuff is happening. Brave, yep. So you can see here, I noticed that I was 1 probe over 16, so I'm sending him down, building a pylon, making my zealot, about to drop the robo. There it is. I like to drop it over here because if he runs a ling up here, he can see it, but he would have to run a ling all the way up here before it dies if he were to see that. So, I'm looking pretty closely at my zealot right now. Just trying to see what was there. I didn't really see anything, so continue with the build as normal. You know, if you see a lot of speedlings, like right here, fucking cannon, 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 build as many fucking cannons as you can. So, dropping the Twilight Council, flooding pylons. Yep, that works. I get spotted here, but it's no big deal because he only has 1 queen and he would have to run off creep. So I send some zealots into the natural. They do decent damage. Meanwhile, I'm warping it over here. If at all possible, get your zealots to engage in a choke like this. So you can see here, the Zerglings can't really get a good surround or surface area on them, so they can do a lot of work if they're in a choke like that. Only problem is if you want to kill workers at the hatchery, you have to get them out of this little choke. So, you know, make your decisions wisely. Dark Shrine coming down. Meantime, we're dropping some extra gas. We have 3 in each gas. That works, that works. Then to kill him. And then we go in here and we're like, oh, he doesn't have a lair. He saw the pressure coming, it looks like. Nope, not at all. I guess he just expected us to be a cheesy fuck. Alright, so, he saw the pressure coming, I guess, and then just started flooding units. What's bad about this is he didn't bother to get a lair. So in the event that this were, say, a DT drop, he would just die. Oh, and what do we have finishing? DTs. He sees them, instantly GG's. Now, if he made a lot of lings, or a lot of roaches, like when we got there weren't that many lings, you know, it was something that we could deal with equal numbers. But if there's a lot, I'm talking a lot of lings or a lot of roaches, and he doesn't have a lair, drop a few more cannons. This is very important because oftentimes you'll just die to a counterattack. And speaking of counterattacks, a lot of times after you kill the lair, after you send in the DTs, a lot of people have like a lot of roaches or something. So they'll just be like, fuck it, when in doubt, box everything and go for it. So they'll box everything and attack move over here. Now, roaches can do a lot of work, so if you see a lot of roaches, not like lings and then roaches, I'm talking like if you started with roaches, start making immortals. You can make immortals back home while doing this harassment, and it works out just fine. You may have 1 less DT, whatever. It's the price you pay for safety. Also, drop a couple extra cannons. And, on top of that, if you kill his lair, he doesn't have detection and he's going for it, it means you can just warp in a couple DTs right here, and they'll take care of the roaches as well. So, you know, play it by ear, but I gave you some general tips. And now we're going to watch a game where I happen to get 8 pooled. after going, or not after, but while going Nexus first. So what do we do here? Funny thing is I actually played this guy the game before, and my graphics froze, like I couldn't see anything on the screen, it was just frozen on one image. And then I control-deleted and it came back, but I was 2 minutes behind. And so he did some dick move shit, proxy hashed me and stuff. So then I start searching and we play again. And I'm like, oh, okay, I'll redeem myself. Of course, though, I just argue with him a bit. So he decides, let's just 9-pool him. That sounds fun. But again, this is Polar Knight. You remember what it takes to wall on Polar Knight? 1 forge, 1 gateway, 1 pylon. So on a map like this, one of these rushes is incredibly bad, because you will take 0 damage. I see it and I'm like, oh, okay. I'm poking your shit, you getting mad? Oh, you getting mad, bro? Oh. Dance around, now watch it and die. It's all good. Because look at this. The Lings aren't halfway across the map to our base. We have a full wall and a cannon down. No problem at all. I had to cut pros for a bit to get that down, but then, whatever, we have Chrono Boost. I actually had him blocked in-game and I couldn't see this chat. There's clearly a big gap. Map broken. Remember that. Map is broken. Alright. Now, after we got the wall and the Nexus down, then we take our gas, then we put down our side core. It's just like we would normally do, but the arrangement's a little different because we had the wall against this 9-pool. So we have the Robo coming down, our Zealot gets surrounded, but what we don't see here is speed. The move speed is still 2.95. So even though that Zealot got surrounded, that gave me a lot of info. That told me, behind this, he was either going for some kind of roach bust that I couldn't scout, or he was going for macro play. I decided to play as if he were going for macro play, because if he were going for a roach bust, we probably would have seen it by now. And you probably would have taken gas when we were still in his base. That's another important point. Okay, so continuing on. 3 gateways, then a Warp Prism. I was also worried about a Nidus. You see, I go up and check this little area that I don't have covered a couple times, just in case. Chrono boosting away. He starts macroing up. Warp Prism. Oh hey, Zealots! He does some cute little micro. Not too bad on his part. Oh, look at that, there's Zealots over here. And then, oh, there it is. We go for the lair, we force field them out. I tried to force field all these in and whiff it, because I'm bad. Either way, though, we get the lair. And there it is. Dark Shrine 15 seconds away. And there they are. Now, again, we go straight for the spawning pool. And then I chose to target the Roach Warren just because I knew that would kill all of his production for the time being. And then I could play greedy behind it. And then I go to attack here. He has some detection because of the Spore Crawler, but He just rage quits because he's so far behind. He doesn't have a third. He has one remaining hatchery. He has no spawning pool, no roachborn. How's he going to get back in the game? He's not. GG. Alright, so that's my PvZ build. I hope you like it. It doesn't work too well against random players, because obviously you can't go Nexus first versus random unless you're an idiot. So, yeah, against random players, I normally just go for fast 4-gate pressure and hope they don't do that speedling run into the base shit. So, that's that. Let's take a look at my stats, just to prove how good this build actually is. 64% versus Zerg. That's pretty good. 35 and 20. And given that probably 5 of these losses are versus random players, that means I'm 35 and 15 versus normal Zerg players. It's a good build. Good build. Alright, so that's that. I hope you enjoyed on the ladder, and